Tallstar's Revenge, Chapter 25. Talltail hopped from his nest, ready for the dawn hunting patrol. Stageleaf and Shoeclaw were still snoring, not even stirring as he pricked his way between their nests. They must have returned late from last night's gathering. Talltail had slept through their return. Why wait up and hear news they'd be sharing all day anyway? He padded out the long grass. Freezing fog filled the camp. Dawn light seeped through the mist as Talltail sniffed at the frosty mouse. It was all that was left of the prey heap pile. He picked it up and carried it to the nursery, thrusting it through the entrance to give it a chance to thaw. It should be soft by the time Palebird, Mist Mouse, Meadowslip, and their kids woke. It had been a quarter moon since Palebird had Kid Worm Kit, Bristle Kit, Rabbit Kit, and Fly Kit. Talltail was proud of them. They had already explored the whole camp, asking questions, begging for badger rides, and getting under everyone's paws. As he leaned into the nursery, Palebird lifted her head sleepily and peered through the half light. "Is that you, Talltail?" "Yes. Do you need something?" Talltail pricked his ears. "Go away," Palebird grunted. "You're disturbing everyone. And the kids kept us awake half the night because you made them so excited about the gathering." As Talltail ducked out of the den, a grass thorn stabbed his ear. It stung less than Palebird's words. Appledun was stretching his spine at the edge of the long grass where the warriors slept. Hairflight stood yelling at the rim of the meeting hollow, where Cloudrunner sniffed at the empty patch where the prey heap should have been. Cloudrunner lifted his head. "It looks like we've got some hunting to do," he announced. "I'm ready." Talltail flexed his claws. Appledun headed for the entrance, Hairflight at her side. Cloudrunner raced past them and led them out of camp. Talltail felt their paw steps ring through the ice-bound earth. He gave chase, catching up on the grass clearing outside. He stopped and scanned them more. "Which way?" "They'll be prey near 4 trees," Cloudrunner guessed. "Anywhere close to the woods when it's this cold." The pale gray town crashed through the forest while lightened heather. Talltail bared around bushes, running hard so he was ahead of the patrol when they broke from the other side. He heard their paws thrumming behind him and pushed harder. "Why don't you hunt down Black Cloud? River Clan boarded," Cloudrunner panted when he caught up to Talltail at the edge of the trees. "Hairflight and I will search the brambles." He glanced at Hairflight as the brown tom slithered to a halt, nearly missing, getting poked in the eye by a branch. Appledun pulled up behind him, flank saving. "It's a bit early for a race." Cloudrunner nodded. "You can hunt River Clan border with Talltail," he nodded toward the scrubby hillside that linked the woods above the 4 trees to the river. Suddenly the warrior's eyes narrowed. Talltail jerked around, feeling his gaze. 2 dark pelts were weaving between the bushes. Just below the border was River Clan. The river must have been frozen if they're hunting on land, Hairflight man. They won't like eating mice instead of fish." "They didn't mention at the gathering," Cloudrunner growled. Talltail snarled. "Of course not. Clans don't admit when they're starving, remember?" He quoted the warrior's words back at him. Cloudrunner's pelt rippled. "Just keep your eyes open. 100 clans cross borders." "Of course they do, otherwise they'd starve." Talltail headed downhill. Appledun hurrying to keep up. "I hope we get a rabbit," she meowed. "I'm starving." "If we could use the tunnels we'd find plenty," Talltail murmured. Bushes dotted the slope, flattened toward River Clan scent climb. The soil felt crumbly beneath Talltail's paws, sandy enough to resist freezing even after several dawns of frost. This area was popular with rabbits because it was easy to dig at the height of leaf bare. Though the burrows could become unstable in warmer weather, we might as well remark the border while we're here. Appledon padded toward a bramble, spilling over grass and brushed past it. Talltail headed for a clump of ferns further along. He marked the icy fronds. He felt the earth tremble. Pa's steps were heading this way. Talltail pricked his ears and left the fur along its spine. Something was running at full pelt, not even slowing as it approached the scent line. The ferns swished and a rabbit hare pushed out past his nose. A she cat exploded after it with a tom at her heels. RiverClan scent bathed Talltail's tongue. He recognized the ginger and white pelt of Night Sky. She streaked past the rabbit. Pike-Tooth raced after her, ears flat, eyes wide. Talltail watched, rooted to the spot with surprise. The rabbit veered across the slope, and Pike-Tooth peeled away, picking up speed as he hit the open grass of WindClan territory. He outflanked the rabbit and drove it back toward Night Sky. Eyes gleaming, she pounced, killing it with a sharp nip to the spine. "Why are you standing here like a lump?" Appledon's hiss sounded in Talltail's ear. "They're on our territory." She darted for him. Talltail followed, quickly overtook her. So long as he neared the RiverClan cats, they spun around, bristling. Night Sky stood in front of her catch. Pike-Tooth showed her his teeth. Talltail scrambled to a halt, blocking them from Appledon's line of sight. The RiverClan cats looked lean and hungry, their pelts dull. "Quickly!" Talltail hissed to Night Sky. "Take the rabbit and get back to your own territory." The RiverClan she-cat stared. "Hurry!" Talltail hissed. He hit Appledon racing up behind him. Night Sky grabbed the rabbit and fled back to the border. Pike-Tooth tore after her, flashing a shocked look at Talltail as he passed. "What in the name of StarClan are you doing?" Appledon gasped, skidding to a stop beside Talltail. "I tried to stop them, Talltail. Meow, but they are too quick for me. They must be starving." "We'll be starving to give away all our prey," Appledon spat. Fur flashed at the edge of Talltail's vision. Harefly and Cloudrunner were running down the slope. On the other side of the border, Talltail was relieved to see Night Sky and Pike-Tooth disappear into the ferns. Cloudrunner pulled up beside Appledon. "What happened?" "Talltail just let a RiverClan hunting patrol steal our prey," Appledon snarled. Talltail bristled. "It was their prey. It came from their territory." Appledon lashed her tail. "Once it crosses the border, it's our prey." Cloudrunner faced Talltail. "Is this true?" They took their prey back over the border." "Yes." Talltail lifted his chin. "You let them kill it on our land, though," Appledon put in. "They killed the rabbit before I reached them. They're clearly starving." Talltail can understand why his clans are so unforgiving. Are we supposed to want other clans to starve? Is that what warriors do? Hairflight stepped forward. "We take care of our own clan, too. We take care of our own clan first." He glanced up the slope toward camp. "We have hungry cats, too." "Then let's hunt," Talltail meowed loudly. "We haven't lost the rabbit. Just seen one cross the border and go back again. Come on, let's check out the grass over there." "Your clanmates aren't happy with you." Heatherstar sat at the back of her den, half hidden in the shadow. Talltail stood in front of her, feeling slightly baffled. Why was everyone making such a fuss about the RiverClan rabbit? It was prey from their territory. He was tired of explaining. "So you keep saying," Heatherstar sighed. "But we have to feed our own clan first." "They flushed it out," Talltail reasoned. It would have never ran into our territory if Riverclan hadn't chased it there. Heatherstar leaned forward. What's wrong, Talltail? Her eyes were round with curiosity. Talltail spur pricked along his spine. Why does there have to be anything wrong? I know you've had a hard time. The star's mirror was sympathetic. Palebird never got over Finch Kit. She's got over enough to start a family with Volatile, Talltail muttered. Heatherstar blamed. Losing Sandgrass was a shock for you, I know. And I'm sorry I weren't able to follow in his footsteps, but I had to think of the whole clan. Heatherstar took a breath. If there's anything you want to talk about, I want you to know you can come and talk to me. Or Dawnstrip, she frowned. I worry that you hold back from your clanmates. You're keeping too much to yourself. Being part of a clan means sharing in all things. Tall flicked his tail, feeling more and more comfortable. Go now, please. Heatherstar, of course, but remember, you can always talk to me. Thanks. Talltail turned and headed up the den. Barkface, who had given his medicine cat up just a few days ago, was waiting for him in the clearing. I have to talk to you, he hissed urgently. What about? Just wait. Barkface led him to the spring outside the camp wall and stopped in the clearing. Water bubbled beside their paws, lapping over the rim of ice around the edge of a little pool. Do you remember what you said at Outlook Rock? Faced Talltail with his ears perked. After Palebird kidded, you said you've asked what would happen if your destiny led beyond your clan. Beyond the clan. Talltail, Barkface prompted. Talltail nodded. So, you said that it was possible to be a warrior beyond the clan borders. I still believe that. Barkface went on. Wanted to find out what was out there. Talltail's paws pricked with impatience. Why are we going over this again? I was out on the moor at sunrise. Barkface mewed in a rush. I was picking sheep sorrel to ease Flailfoot's fever, and I found a tuft of black and white fur. Talltail stared at him. How's that important? You're black and white. Are you saying you found my fur? Talltail looked along. I don't think I've lost any. No. Barkface leaped up the ridge of earth above the spring and paced along the top. Don't you see? It was a sign. A sign? Talltail was confused. They held it up, and it looked at it. The wind whisked it from my paw and carried it over the moor like a puff of smoke. And it just vanished. Talltail frowned. What are you trying to say? That I'm about to vanish? Anxiety began to worm in his belly. Barkface current. I just know it means something. It felt important, like StarClan had sent it. After what you had said about your destiny leading you outside clan, well, maybe you were right. Maybe this is StarClan's way of saying they agree. You think StarClan wants me to leave? Talltail felt cold. What was that? Why hadn't shared him? Trained with him at the Moonstone? Do you think I should? His throat tightened. No! Barkley scrambled down the bank and stopped a whisker from Talltail's nuzzle. Of course you don't have to, but if you truly believe that your destiny lies beyond our borders, I think StarClan wants you to follow it. Talltail sound. His eyes' frowns glow with conviction. He just wants me to be happy. Slowly, he nodded. Thanks for telling me, Barkface. He climbed up the bank and padded over the grass. I'll have to think about it. Do you feel it? It is right? Do what you feel is right, Talltail, Barkface called after him. Talltail lifted his muzzle and gazed toward the camp, the moor top. He could picture the valley beyond easily as if it were the wind plant camp. He'd memorized the fields, the roll of the hills, the tracks left by rivers, thunder paths on countless patrols he'd spent on Outlook Rock. He could just picture it as Sandgrouse could picture the tunnels running below the moor. His paws itched with some excitement. He belonged out there, and StarClan agreed. His destiny was to leave his territory and track down the cat who had killed his father. He saw it clearly now. His clan didn't think Sparrow had done anything wrong, but StarClan understood. They were telling him to avenge Sandgrouse's death. Energy surged beneath his pelt. I have to leave the moor. My destiny lies beyond the clan. Well, that's the end of Tallstar's Revenge. That's the end of chapter 25, you guys. I have been Muse for 23, just a little update. Wednesday there won't be any videos, any Tallstar's Revenge likely, because I have a dentist appointment to get my toothache checked out. And if it's a cavity, I am hoping they'll fill it in, and if they do, they're going to likely numb my mouth so I don't feel anything when they go to fill it, and I'll probably be in a little bit of pain too, so I just want to take it easy. I will definitely do a chapter on Saturday, and then after that, every day, until Tallstar's Revenge is finished, I will do one chapter. So comment, like, subscribe, bye. I don't want to make this video too long. If you're watching this after all the chapters have been released, comment, like, subscribe, bye, and I will see you Wednesday probably.